What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Coinbase today at the request of, I believe the way you pronounce this name is Wonderfolken. I think that's how you'd pronounce it. But Coinbase, we're talking about this one for you, my friend. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. So, looking at Coinbase here, sitting at about 270 bucks. You had a nice move up there in the midst of November, didn't you? Broke above these highs here, and what you've done recently is you've actually pulled back to find support at the previous areas of resistance. We'll put a line there just to show, right? It's easier to see sometimes. Oh, come on. Come on now, get right there. There we go, right there. Previous areas of resistance. It's actually not that clean. to be completely fair, I feel like it looked cleaner without my eyes, maybe, or without the line there. Maybe it's just the way that the bar is right there. The wick looks bad, but the bar looks fine. Anyways, guys, finding support, nevertheless, in areas of resistance prior to this. I think that this is fine. I think that you are going to continue to move up from here. From a high to a low, all you've done really is hit your 1272 extension, pulled back to your 786, which is actually extremely common. Most of the time, whenever you hit this primary expected zone, the 1272 to the 1618, you will pull back to the 100 to 886. If you can't get past the 1272, you generally do pull back to the 786 or even sometimes the 618. So, I mean, finding a low there is not bad at all. The 786, very key area to find support, and the fact that you closed the week above the 886, I think is a nice suggestion that you are ready to go higher. And if anything, what this pullback suggests at the least would be that your next target would be something at like 372 or higher. Because the way that this works is these fibs, they're kind of like stair-steppy at times. So if you hit the 1272 as resistance, well, maybe your next step of resistance would be the 1414, and then you pull to the 1272, then you hit the 1618, right? Stair-steppy. Sometimes they're like that. And this one seems to be a little bit steppy, to be completely fair. But maybe also because you hit the 1272, that's super close to the 1414. You had a deep pullback already to the 786. Perhaps you don't stop there, but exceed to the 1618. And I could see that. That makes a lot of sense as well, actually. And even comparing it to this kind of look here, if we look at it on a daily time frame, we were to compare this, or maybe it looks more apparent on a weekly time frame, but if we were to make this like a bull flag, right? If that's your bull flag there, okay, then maybe based off your measure move, that would put you at, come on now, that puts you just above the 1618. So even then, like closer to 500 bucks. So the more ways that we figure this out, the more ways that we look at this, it's very suggestive that you will not only break above 372, but likely you'll see prices that are above 430 bucks by the end of this next move. On a weekly basis, that doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. It is the weekend. It's Friday right now, right? It's the end of the week, so it's not going to happen right now. Weekly basis, though, over the months, probably by the end of the first quarter, you'll be up above 430 bucks. And at that point, man, you're at new all-time highs. Brand spanking new all-time highs in the midst of the most like crucial point of any crypto bull cycle. You're going to do some extraordinary things, man. You're going to do some really extraordinary things. Let's look here. Kind of got like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Would that be accurate? And then in this fifth wave, you had a little 1, 2, 3. I don't know. But then this is like overall 1, and then that's a correction. You know what? Like I think, is that the one, or would it be here? I'm doing some E-wave counts right now. If anybody knows Elliott wave theory, you can maybe you can help me out in the comments or tell me anything that you see. But I'm just thinking the way I'm looking at this, the way that I'm interpreting it right now is you can obviously see that you had these moves here from the low. You had a move up. Come on now. You had your move up. You had your move consolidation phase. You had your move up. You had your, why does it keep doing that? Move up. You had your consolidation phase. Your move up, consolidation, move up, and then large consolidation. This was way larger than anything else we saw. So I would attest that this could itself be one wave compiled of a bunch of different waves in it. And if that were the case, then this is a corrective wave. And if it's a corrective wave, you would have 3 legs, which is a 1, 2, 3. You had 3 legs. That's your corrective wave. Which would mean this is just the beginning of your third wave. Your first wave here, and then your third wave here. You can look up, if you've got access to an AI, you could just ask it this question. When I say AI, I mean like Grok or Chat GPT. Because if you ask Google this question, you're going to have to do the homework yourself. It won't just pull up the answer for you. But if you asked what are we trying to ask here? If you asked what the biggest wave is in Elliott wave theory, it tends to be wave 3, if not wave 5. In rare circumstances or less common circumstances, it is wave 1 that's the biggest wave. And all I'm trying to say by that is, in this Elliott wave kind of context, which I don't normally pull out because I'm not the best at it, but this move, I'm just looking at it, and it seemed like, to me, that seems like one wave. This is your second wave. You're beginning your third wave. If you're beginning your third wave, and we're talking about new all-time highs, this could imply that this next move is bigger than your last move, right? If that's all I'm trying to say, if the dots haven't connected yet, right? And if we're drawing this very, not loosely, but let's be very specific here, right? Let's pull it out. Where are we at here? There we are, okay. Elliott impulse wave from a low to a high, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll say 5. Gonna count that there. If that was your first wave, all I'm implying is that you would see something that's bigger than it on the next one, which that takes you all the way up to about $1,400. You're at $270 now. Again, sorry. Getting all this, running with the idea that this could be the commensation, the beginning, the ignition of your third wave, of this next wave. You moved up, you consolidated, you're just beginning this. And the target would put you all the way up, I mean, likely 1,400 if you were to repeat the same kind of maneuver, or likely you'd see something larger than that. Let's see if we can make sense out of that on a high to low basis here. Look at that, something larger, the 1618. It's perfect, the golden ratio. It's perfect. The third wave is normally bigger and badder, right? And it can be bigger. It could be faster. It could be stronger, right? It normally is a stronger move too. Maybe you stop at 1,700. Maybe you go all the way up to 5K. Or sorry. I thought that said 5. I thought that sounded high. 3K. There we go. I'm not just saying numbers, man. I'm just saying what I see on the charts here. But I saw a 5. That's actually a 3. 3.2K as a potential maximum for Coinbase by the end of the cycle. What would that be for market cap? Let's just see. It's about a 12x from here. That's a bit much, man. I don't know about that, right? 12x, 67 billion. I mean, that puts you just under $1 trillion. I don't know about that. Like, quite literally, it puts you at like $900 billion. So I don't know about that. This, though, a little bit less than half of that, a 6x. Or I guess a little bit more than half of that, to be fair. 6. Is it more than half? 6. Yeah, it is. Or, no, yes. A little bit less than half. Anyways, 6x from there. Still pretty high, multi-hundred billion dollar market cap, but I think it's attainable. I think Coinbase could be worth $300 billion by the end of this cycle. And again, just going off of this E-wave theory here, which I'm not the best at, to be fair, but I don't bring it out all the time because I'm not the best, right? I only bring it out at times that I'm very certain or very positive or somewhat certain. I mean, more than just somewhat certain, honestly, I should say. But this just stood out to me. It very much does look like one wave, corrective wave. The corrective wave even fits because it's got the 1, 2, 3, and then you've got your next wave up here. I mean, if I'm right, like that would be your ABC, right? I'm not going to draw this. I'm not going to spend all the time drawing that. I don't know. That's just the expectation. That's what I'm getting by looking at these charts here. If we're looking at the weekly time frame, we get away from Elliott wave theory here. Looking back at the RSIs, you definitely look bullishly postured. You've got some lower highs here, lower lows there. You broke out of your downtrend, which is great. You haven't even really explored the overbought zone yet. So I think that what that says is since you've found this low in the weekly RSI, when you start moving up, whenever you get into this overbought zone, you're going to see stronger moves than you've seen since this low. So let's just see. So since that low there, as strong as these moves have been, you've got stronger moves to come, right? You're at 270 now. Potential prospects all the way up to, what was it, $1,700? $1,700. I doubt you go too much higher than 1,700, to be completely fair. At the current moment, the next price area would be something around, what is it? No, it's not that. It's this one here. Something around 420. Is that right? I think that's right. That sounds right. 427. Yeah. Something around 427 or higher is what I would expect, but probably something very close to that. So probably by the end of January, if not by the end of February, you'll be up here. And then going into March, April, we can expect targets that are above 500, likely even reaching as high as like $600-700, something like that, March, April. Then we probably chill for May, June is what my thoughts are, even into July. And then we have like August, September, October, the last bit of the year to really make some headway and start working our way up to these high targets. The way that I drew it there, it wouldn't happen because this is all the way out in February of 2026. So just a little bit more scrunched together, but giving you an idea, not based on time on this chart, but just based on the price action, what I might expect going forward, just based off of these fib levels, looking at them here. Definitely I expect that our next target would be something about 427. Okay, so watch for that. Probably see that target happen over the next anything from like 3 to 6 weeks is my guess. So hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.